Okay, um, I'm a little ticked off right now, because I just made a video that hit about 6 minutes. I was getting into a nice flow of things, and storage was full. I forgot to delete yesterday's one, so hopefully this goes okay. I'm back. I'm back home. This is the room that I grew up in. Pretty crazy. I've got it, a lot of, well, a lot of memories in this room. Less so, or more so, compared to my flat. I also realised I had a ring light here, so that's great for lighting. Though I like the lighting I've got back home. Um, yeah, today was good. Travel day today, so Mum came up and picked me up, and we got McDonald's. Which I like McDonald's. Do you know what I like about McDonald's? It's consistent. You go to these higher end restaurants, they're sometimes hit, they're sometimes miss. McDonald's is always consistent. It's a consistent 6.5 out of 10, but it's always a 6.5 out of 10. Sometimes it's higher, but it's never lower. I'd say, in my personal experience, you never get food poisoning. You always know it's going to be decent tasting food that hits the spot. Always. Yeah, and I like the point system. That's what I like as well. I've got enough points now that if I were to be mugged or lose all my money, I could afford a few decent meals. That shows you how much I've eaten at McDonald's. To be fair, that has been accumulating for about a year. And did you know that they delete the points after like 3 months or something? It's a bit annoying. I was at a nice moment with my dad earlier today when he said he watched the videos, so, or at least a couple of them. So if you're watching, hello Dad. Gave me some good feedback on my structuring, which is very understandable. These videos are not structured at all. That's sort of not. I don't think that's the point of them, but I, I set out going. This is more of a personal project. These are to help me sort of will come to terms with how I feel every day. Practice mindfulness, being in the moment. These help with that a lot. But I also, I think there's enjoyment to be found in them as well, which is, I've just summed up why I make these videos online. But they're not structured, because I quite literally sit down. I don't really know what I'm going to say or what's going to pop into my mind. Sometimes, occasionally, I'll have points I want to hit, but usually they're just how I'm feeling in the moment and where my mind sort of takes me. That said, it is more entertaining format for these things to be structured. Obviously, the more high-end people, they have structure to their videos, and they have. These videos might not have structure, but the TikToks I make of them, they have structure. Because I'm very aware of how to, follow a beat. I feel like that's, as said, I'd like to be an actor, so I think it's very important as a storyteller in general to know these things. But yeah, what else? A bird landed on my mother's rearview mirror today. A wing mirror? I think they're called. I don't know. I don't drive. Clearly, but a bird landed on the wing mirror. It's so close to the car. I got some nice photos of it, and it just reminded me of I think with life in the past 3 years, my worldview is always changing. I think as it should be, as everyone's worldview should change. But in the past 3 years, I've had this real thing of squeezing positivity out of things. I understand people have vices. That's completely fine. I've got my vices. But there's so much already to be happy about, I guess. It's a bit like the geographers and marine biologists and stuff, where they tell NASA, they're like, Why do you want to explore space? Like, we've got so much to explore down here, even still in the modern day. Obviously, maybe a bit of a bad comparison, like NASA does do a lot. Anyway, I think that there's so much potential, just like the bird landing on the wing mirror. I'm like, what are the chances of that? How crazy is that? That you get to see these beautiful colours, this bluish, green, turquoise sheen on a bird that I don't know the species of. But it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I like trains. How cool are trains? You get to see them. That's a 377 right there. How cool is that? You know, I think there's so much to be happy about, I guess. And there's so much to be, if you can get yourself to be hyped up or excited over a flipping 313, they don't exist anymore. A 387 Gatwick Express, the Gatty Express. How cool is that? You'll see it, it's red. There's so many great things. I woke up today, I had vision, I had my hearing. I'm good. I can take in these things. There's a guy on Instagram called Dr. Hobie, and he's an American doctor, and he's blind, and he says, I'm your guide to some of life's most beautiful things, and it's just like fruit, and he's like, this is a kissable apple. How cool is that? And he just tastes it. He's like, be happy, It's interesting because there's a technique, I believe, that the CIA uses in torture training, not training how to torture, but training how to withstand torture, I guess. And I think there's something like give up hope, live in the moment, and try and alter your reality, which are all to do with like giving up hope is like any thoughts of life could get better, or when my life was better, or what my life was like. That's just another tool that they can use against you. Living in the moment is, don't worry about what's going to happen tomorrow. Like, don't worry about getting, how much more painful it's going to be or whatever. There's no point. That's another thing they can use against you. What was the other thing? Altering your reality is more, trying to acclimatise to it, I guess. But the other one is just take whatever you can. Cold water on a warm day. Just that single morsel of food. If that can get you through like torture, then that's what I'm saying. Is just so much to like. Look at this t-shirt. This t-shirt's so cool. I like it. I like oversized clothing. I'm glad there's oversized clothing. Can you imagine in the future, because of like textiles and stuff and like resources in the world, where they say to people, everyone, if you're a certain size, you can only get that certain size. Like if you're a small, you can only get small clothing. You can't get like oversized t-shirts. I love oversized t-shirts. They make me so happy. I just feel like, snug. Isn't it great? Yeah, today's a good day. Christmas is coming up. I've got the holidays coming up. I'm seeing a friend for a dinner party tomorrow. Then I'm seeing my childhood best friend. Things are good. I'm having my flu injection, my vaccination. I'm gonna get immunised. Isn't it brilliant that I can get immunised against things? Could you imagine? Like caveman times. They didn't have that. Be happy about it. Just, I'm in a good mood. Yeah, sorry as well. I'm not speaking so loud, which I think is good, because I don't know how. Every time I watch the videos back or I edit them, I really hone in on how nasal I am, which isn't good, but it's something I'm working on. And as I said, I was a mouth breather, but the jawline's coming. There's so much to be happy about. Anyway, that's 10 minutes. I love you very much. And I want you to find something that you can be happy about today. Other than that, love you. Bye.